Namaste everybody, I'm Don. Want to give a special shout out for this video to my friend Renee and her son Dylan. Renee and I were going back and forth. I don't know if it was on Facebook or if we were texting, wherever it was. But Dylan, her son, who's young, had one of the same concerns that I did, or call it a disaffection toward yoga, that I did when it was first proposed to me that I do yoga. And it's that, is it just for women? And it's a legitimate question, but I'm going to answer it this way. No, it's not just for women. I'm living proof, but you know, I don't want to say top yogis worldwide, but Iyengar, Patabi Joyce, these folks are all men. And I do take classes. I'm a teacher, of course, but there are men. But it is definitely, there are far more women who do yoga, take yoga, however you word it, than men. And so, I mean, it's irrelevant in so many ways because you're going into yoga just to not only physically get in shape, but mentally, emotionally. You know, you can see things about yourself in life that you've never seen before, assuming you have teachers who sort of understand some of the refinements of yoga and things and know how to create an environment. But the answer is no. Of course, it's not just for women. And if you happen to like women, it's not the worst place to be. So, I mean, you don't have to think too hard about what you're doing in a yoga class to know that there is a certain appeal there. So, it should not be your primary appeal, but no. Yes. What do you say? I mean, I might better just leave it at that. It is a wonderful place to share ideas and thoughts and learn from one another. There's great conversation that takes place before class, after class, with the other students in class. So, you know, actually we could use more guys in yoga. It's just wonderful to connect and compare notes on that level too. You know, there's some other guys that I went through the teacher training with that we had a ball. And then now that I'm in certain classes, I see some guys showing up regularly. And, you know, there's like a bond there too, which is very, very good stuff. So there is my answer today based on my friend Renee's question. So shout out to you, Renee. And shout out to you, Dylan. You're a good young man. I encourage you to try. It took me more than a year before I would take my first yoga class after it had been suggested to me for a while. It might have been 2 years. I wouldn't do it, not because there were women in it. That was no problem for me. I wouldn't do it because it didn't come with a ball. Basketball, tennis ball, golf ball, you name it. And then I realized I hadn't played any of those things except for golf once in a while in 10 years. That was my sticking point. But once I got into it, there was no turning back. So I encourage any guys out there, give it a whirl. And ladies too. It doesn't matter if you're tight, if you're meaning not flexible or what have you. Just try a class and you'll see it's generally nothing what you expected. I gave a class some years back. It was an impromptu class at a camp that I was assisting at. And some of the campers said, Don, would you do a yoga class? And I said, sure. And there were about 30 people who showed up, one of whom was in the special forces in the Marines. And at the end of the class, he came up, he said to me, man, I had no idea it was that hard. And it wasn't even that difficult a class. And then right after it, I'd given a Pilates class immediately after it. And there were 2 guys who were in the Army. And he said some of the stuff that I was doing, they learned in boot camp. They did in boot camp. So as far as ease goes, if you're concerned that it's going to be one of these baby easy activities, if a Special Forces Marine says, that was a lot harder than I expected it to be. It was hard. And that was only like you want to call it intermediate level class, then you can know that this stuff, what you do in there will physically challenge you, but that will also reveal a lot as to what your thought processes are about yourself and about things you're doing, and how you can improve those to become a better or higher version of yourself, however you want to word that, and come more in alignment with what you believe. And that is one of the things that it has to offer, male or female, same thing. All right, there you go. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.